Welcome to Module 4 of the TWEN training, How to Create a Quiz. You create a quiz very similarly to how you create an assignment. You need to access the Gradebook navigation menu. You can either get there by clicking on Gradebook underneath this display for faculty only, or by clicking on Assignments and Quizzes. Quizzes in TWEN can be very useful as a formative assessment or as a review tool for students. To get started, we're going to click on Assignments and Quizzes. And then over here we have our Gradebook navigation. As you can see, we have the option here to add a quiz in the drop-down. So we're going to click on Add a Quiz. So now we're in the Add Edit Quiz function. If you have more than one gradebook, you can select one. We only have one in this case. And we're going to go ahead and click Next. And you see here you have the option to create a new quiz or edit an existing quiz. We're going to create a new quiz. And it basically takes you through a wizard to create the quiz. We press Create, and we have many options here. You can put a name for your quiz in, and you can have instructions to show students before they take the quiz and after they take the quiz. You can make quizzes untimed, or you can give hours and minutes for time. And you have the option of publishing it immediately or choosing a date range in which it can be published. There are also some advanced options to the quiz generator down here in the lower left-hand corner. These include setting points for the quiz, having sequential quizzing, adding a password for the quiz, deciding the number of attempts you'll allow for the students to take the quiz. You can show correct answers and explanation upon them answering the questions, which is really great if you want them to do their own review. You can allow students to print the quiz out in a friendly version. You can allow students to take the quiz once for practice. And you also have the option here of requiring an honor code and allowing anonymous grading. The anonymous grading obviously is great if you want the students to be able to take it without you knowing who they are, or if you have your entire course set to anonymous grading. So we're not going to do anything special down here with the advanced features. We're just going to scroll back up, and we're going to add a quiz name. So we're going to call our quiz Test Quiz. And we're going to go ahead and create it. So you can see we get a nice message telling us we successfully created our quiz. Now that our quiz is created, we have two options to bring in quiz questions. We can import the questions from a previous quiz that we've created, or a quiz bank that one of our colleagues created. So for example, all the law librarians teach eventical research. So if I create a question bank, Rob can import questions into his course, or Alice can import questions into her course, and thereby we can share the work of creating quiz questions. But you also have the option of just creating a section of questions one by one. So today we're going to look over here at Create Section. Just as with a quiz, I can name my section, and I can add introductory text to a section. So if I wanted, for example, to have a short answer section and a multiple choice section, I can name them different things. I'm going to call this by multiple choice section. I'm going to go ahead and hit Create. Once again, you can see I have my options to import questions from a library or create new questions. So right now we're going to create a new question. And it's going to tell me I can have a multiple choice question, a true-false question, a short answer question, or a fill-in-the-blank question. So to actually create the question, I need to put something into the question box. You can see that I can actually create very, very complex questions. I can cut and paste. I can add an image. I can add a video. I can add a table. I can add links. I can do numbered lists and bullet lists. So while I'm only going to put a very simple question in for this tutorial, you actually have many, many complex options at your disposal. To show off all the features, we're going to need to put a couple questions in. So just for fun, let's do, what is your favorite flavor of ice cream? And we're going to go down here and we're going to put some answers in. So let's see, chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, rocky road. And you can see I can allow multiple answers, but in my opinion, there's only one right answer to this question. So I'm going to select chocolate. And I have the option right here also of adding an explanation. So I'm going to write for my students to see that chocolate is the only correct answer. If I did want to add an explanation for why another answer was correct or why answer was incorrect, I could do that right here. But now I'm going to go ahead and hit create for my question. And it's going to tell me that I have successfully created my question. And now I'm going to go ahead and add a second question. And let's see. How about, where is the Shepard Broad College of Law located? And we can say Davie, Fort Lauderdale, Orlando, or Chicago. And clearly Davie is the correct answer here. So we're going to do that, and we're going to hit create. And now we have multiple answers. I accidentally created a duplicate here, so I can select this one. And you see here I have the option to delete it. I also could put it into my library to save for other quizzes, or I could preview it, or I could change it. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this one. And now that I have a couple questions, I'm going to go ahead and hit done and return to TWEN. And so now I have a test quiz, and I am going to take a look at it right here by clicking on the title. And I can look here at the quiz results. I can edit my quiz, or I can grade my quiz. Now that you've seen what creating a quiz looks like on the faculty side, let's briefly take a look at what your students would see. To do that, we're going to return to assignments. We're going to take a look at lesson 2 quiz. Click on take quiz. And this is what your students will see. You can see that it tells the students if there are unlimited attempts, if there's a time limit, it shows the title, and it shows the instructions that you would have put in. We click on begin. It shows the questions over here, and you would go ahead and you would choose the answers. So remember that content goes into document pages, and that syllabus and course materials are the defaults, and so on. And so that is how the quiz would look to your students. That's everything I have to tell you about creating a quiz in TWEN. Please go ahead and proceed to the next module after you complete your quiz.